to your left for the sake of the windage on this. That's okay, Van.
Every professional wildlife photographer will tell you that the secret to capturing those award-winning and once-in-a-lifetime moments is in patience and being at the right place in the right time. However, sometimes there's just no secret, as the animal once in a while tend to do the unexpected and end up surprising the photographer. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Forever Green. From squirrels taking the photographer's role to a hyena behaving like a puppy, we will show to you 20 times wild animals surprised photographers. Be sure to stick around as number 1 will leave you in awe. Number 20. Cheetah.
Oh my god.
It is every wildlife photographer's wish to take some amazing photos of the most charismatic of all animals, the cheetah. Wildlife photographer Kim Woolhooter has an up-close and personal encounter with a litter of cheetah cubs. The curious cubs approach Kim as their mother watches from a distance. Undisturbed, the mother continues resting as Kim goes ahead and even pets one of the cubs. Wouldn't you want to pet one? Look at how cute and adorable they look. It is a fantasy for most of us, but for Kim, it was a tick on his bucket list. However, do not try this in the wild because of the obvious reason that mother cheetahs are very protective, and you might turn out to be her next meal. Kim was just lucky. We might not say the same thing about you. In a different occasion, this cheetah felt that the photographer was too far and it decided to take it upon itself to ensure that the photographer got some up-close portraits. The cheetah even did a few poses, making sure that the photographer got all the angles accurately. A true model at heart. I believe that if by any chance the cheetah opened an Instagram page, then it would garner a huge following. Or what do you think? Number 19. Squirrel. As we all know, nothing comes for free, and the animal kingdom has continuously proven so to us. This wild squirrel was ready to work and get a few peanuts as the payment. Photographer Gert Wegen was photographing squirrels on his backyard when one curious squirrel decided to check out the photographer's equipment. During what looked like a routine inspection, the squirrel climbed up on Gert's hand and inspected his pictures as well. Probably satisfied with the snapshots, the squirrel then dashed out to rejoin its friends, hopefully to notify them that the lighting and angles were all good. Until next inspection, I guess. Number 18. Hyena. Hyenas are one of the animals with the strongest bite force in the animal kingdom. Often referred to as the scavengers of Africa, they are portrayed as deadly, and those who have come across them can tell you that it's not a laughing matter, no pun intended. However, despite their cunning and savagery nature, hyenas can turn out to be quite adorable. Don't agree with me? Then check out this full-grown male-spotted hyena acting like a puppy. Kevin Richardson is more than happy to give the hyena a few more pets and show love to it. A hyena doesn't even seem to mind, and it somehow gives the impression that one is actually petting a dog. Don't you just love to see it? Can you pet a hyena? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 17. Elephant. Photographer and wildlife enthusiast Ewan Wilson was retrieving a camera trap in the bush when a herd of gigantic elephants decided to come closer and say hi to him, as well as investigate his Jeep. With their massive tusks and trunks, elephants are capable of flipping the Jeep and crushing it, but luckily for Ewan and his crew, this herd only wanted a few up-close snaps for their Instagram and TikTok followers. Or why else? Eventually, Ewan and his crew drive away as the calm giants await to see the results on their Instagram feed. What a scary encounter. In Sri Lanka, this crazy photographer is trying to get a photo of one massive elephant. The photographer, however, gets too close, and the elephant, as we all know, doesn't like intruders. The elephant charges at the photographer, but the photographer is either an elephant's sifu or just lucky. Just by waving his left hand, the gigantic elephant turns around and dashes back into the bushes. The photographer is unmoved and doesn't even look bothered. Is this luck or Jedi? What do you think? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 16. Rhino. photographer Kim decides to take some up-close pictures of this black rhino with the sunset and the horizon as the background. The shots are amazing, but what Kim doesn't figure out fast enough is that through the camera lens, objects look pretty far away than they actually are. Kim is however lucky enough to avoid the charging rhino as he dashes into the bushes. The rhino eventually leaves, and Kim is lucky enough to survive the ordeal. The photos were however worth the risk, don't you think? Take a look at Bruno Austin giving this rhino a belly rub. Funny enough, the rhino appears to be enjoying it and even looks as if it's saying, "Aw, human, right there, a little lower, yes." Well, Bruno has got an awesome story to tell his grandkids now. As for me, I would be scared to death. Probably pee on my pants too. Just kidding. Can you give a rhino a belly rub? Let us know in the comment section below. This other rhino must be photophobic, or it doesn't want others to know about it. These photographers got too close and the rhino was not into it. At first, the photographers seem unbothered by the charging rhino, but when the rhino shows no signs of slowing down, the photographers become terrified. Using their short horns, these massive tanks are known to charge at vehicles and even overturn them. They are territorial, and trespassers are not spared. Well, luckily the photographers survive and get to live, but after learning to keep their distance next time, as well as have a longer pair of camera lens. Number 15. Gorilla. Uganda is known to be the home of thousands of silverback gorillas. Photographer John King was preparing his gear to head into the dense jungle in search of gorillas for his gallery. He was, however, in for a huge surprise, as instead, the gorillas came down the dense forest to him. A family of silverback gorillas met King and his crew at the base camp, and both the young and old gorillas got up close and personal. One of the silverbacks is even seen grooming John. After a few minutes of interacting, the gorillas leave, and John is left astonished. In this other encounter, photographers have a very close encounter with another silverback gorilla, who to their disbelief sits down and strikes a pose while they snap as many pictures as they can. They should have handed the gorilla a kombucha, as the pose had a "so what are we talking about guys" kind of vibe written all over it. Don't you think? The gorilla is too calm around the photographers that after posing, it continues to feed as if they are non-existent. Well, one thing for sure is that the Vogue magazine would do better with this gorilla as their cover. Give it the contract. Number 14. Swan. Weighing over 15 kilograms, swans are among the largest flying birds. In the northern hemisphere, these majestic birds have a pure white plumage compared to their mates in the southern hemisphere, who have a black and white plumage. Generally, swans are known to be photogenic. This photographer has made a new friend. The swan stands still as the photographer snaps a few pictures. The swan then approaches, probably to check out the photos, but the photographer signals that he's not done. The swan then poses again as the photographer takes some up-close pics. The swan even turns so that the rear can be captured as well, ensuring that all angles are well snapped. I'm sure the swan's Instagram followers will like a few of those. Number 13. Rabbit. Of all the animals, wild rabbits are the hardest creatures to film or even photograph. Their long, ever-listening ears are always alert, and any unfamiliar sound is interpreted as danger, and they quickly dash into their underground burrows. However, this guy must be the most curious rabbit, as instead of running away from the photographer, the rabbit stayed and even turned to face the camera for a few up-close snapshots. That is one lucky photographer. I hope he got all the angles well. Number 12. Eagle. While most of this animal's surprises are sweet and cute, others are a complete bitter experience. Such as the one this photographer experienced. He went up looking to make the best shots, but he sadly found himself in the hands, or should I say talons, of an eagle. This bird of prey is certainly no chooser of prey. Their sharp talons have a grip that is 10 times that of a human being, and can cause very serious injuries. You can see that the photographer kicked his gear to the ground in an attempt to free himself from the jaws of death. Poor guy. Number 11. Lemur. This photographer was privileged to meet King Julian of Madagascar in real life. From the look of things, the lemur is guiding her to hold steady for the perfect shot. If you think one lemur on the shoulder wasn't good enough, this photographer got two. At this point, I would have sang the I Like to Move It song.
Before we move on, here's a quick challenge for you. If you can leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn on the notifications in less than 5 seconds, you will have 10 years of amazing luck. Hurry up and try it. It actually works.
Number 10. Wolves. Photographer and filmmaker Steve Backshall was in for a surprise when he got an unexpected lot of visitors, a pack of wolves. The wolves closed in on Steve and his colleague while wagging their tails and smelling them. Looking at the wolves, one's mind quickly rushes into thinking that these are the forbidden huskies because of their dog-like behavior. My first instinct would be to run as fast as possible, but Steve and crew just remain calm. With a bite force twice as strong as the German Shepherd, wolves are quite unpredictable, and an encounter with them can turn lethal in a moment. Fortunately for Steve and his crew, this pack was on a different mission, probably to return the favor and learn more about humans as well. The wolves got too friendly that they not only allowed Steve and his colleague to pet them, but they also joined Steve in howling. How adorable. Watching this interaction, one is left to wonder if this is how our forefathers turned wolves into the domesticated dogs in the Paleolithic era. Well, word of advice, do not try this at your local woods. I need not tell you what might happen. A truly once-in-a-lifetime moment for Steve and his crew, don't you think? How about these two squirrels who took the camera and decided to do the job themselves? Talk of taking matters into your own hands, literally. As one red squirrel poses with a snowball, the other quickly takes a few snaps. They then pose together, and I'm quite sure that their Instagram page would really blow if they decided to post these. A hummingbird then decides that it can't miss the fun and snaps one of the squirrel as well. They then exchange roles, and the squirrel snaps the hummingbird too. Talk of cute and rare moments. I'm sure the photographer's heart completely melted away. Number 9. Groundhog. If you leave your photography equipment unattended, it is sure to get a new owner. That applies to wild animals too. The new owner may be a fluffy creature like this groundhog. We are not going to overlook the fact that the tripod was just the right size. At its full height, the groundhog was quite a good view. This moment was certainly meant to be. And now, let us joggle our minds a little bit, for it is riddle time. What jumps when it walks and sits when it stands? Do you think you have the answer to our riddle of the day? Be the first to leave your answer in the comments section below and stick around as we will be revealing the answer at the end of the video. Number 8. Kangaroo. This group of teens is busy taking photos and petting this kangaroo. All seems to be going well until the kangaroo decided that he doesn't want his pictures going viral on Instagram. The kangaroo then begins landing kicks, blows, and even bites one of the teens who scream in pain as they scatter to safety.
What's up, Skip? Hey, back off! Back off! Go away!
Luckily, this is a young kangaroo. If it were a fully grown one, then these teens would be strapped on a hospital bed nursing some serious bruises after being taekwondoed by a kangaroo.
Dad is coming! Dad! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Number 7. Seal. Professional photographer Alexei Trofimov had an exciting and rare moment while out in Lake Piafis in Russia. It was during winter, and Alexei had gone to take pictures of the frozen wild as well as the seals. For 3 years, Alexei had tried to capture photos of the seals, but they would disappear into the water, beneath the ice every time they spotted them. Luckily on this day, his 3 years of waiting were repaid, for this cute baby seal not only let Alexei get close to it, but also lay still as he snapped some photos. The baby seal then lifted one of its flippers as if to say hello to Alexei, probably because he hadn't greeted it at first. Or maybe it was saying goodbye to Alexei before disappearing into the water. What do you think? Baby seals are easily frightened and thus are hard to take pictures of, but this particular baby seal was a special kind. This other seal approaches the cameraman with its eyes displaying an overload of cuteness. The seal even tried to bite the cameraman's shoes, probably in a bid to try and get his attention and pet him. I mean, who wouldn't want to pet this seal? Just look at how the eyes are screaming, "Cuddle me."
Any little wobble here, and I can't hold the shot still. Do you not understand that?
However, seeing that the cameraman doesn't want to cuddle or snuggle, the seal leaves, quite irritated at him. The penguins in the background can only watch in disbelief as the seal does the walk of shame back into the ocean. Number 6. Puffin. Puffins are seabirds, known to feed by diving into the water, catching fish and zooplankton, and then flying away to enjoy their meal. Their black and white plumage together with their brightly colored beaks makes them a joy to watch and photograph by bird lovers. Russian photographer Vadim Trunov was out birdwatching and photographing puffins when a curious cute puffin decided to feed its curiosity and check if Vadim was truly human or a scarecrow. I mean, puffins really like to keep it to themselves, but this particular puffin was exceptional. The puffin gets close and goes around Vadim as if examining him for its school report. Maybe that was the young puffin's homework. The puffin then goes under Vadim's legs and starts examining his camera. After a while, the puffin strolls back into the lake, probably disappointed that there was no food and that Vadim did not pet him. Wouldn't you pet the puffin if you had such an encounter? Let us know in the comments section below. Number 5. Leopard. A crew of photographers and filmmakers were left in awe when a leopard charged at them. At first, the crew were watching wild dogs chase the leopard off its kill, and the leopard dashed up a tree. Since the leopard was out of reach, the wild dogs left and went on to enjoy the stolen kill. As the crew was filming and photographing, the leopard got down from the tree and started charging at them, probably angry that the video of him being humiliated might end up in TikTok and his mates will laugh at him. Luckily, the frightened crew successfully manages to scare away the leopard, which disappeared into the savanna grasslands, angry and hungry. Number 4. Fox. While out hiking in Greenland, professional photographer and tour guide Stefan Forster had an unforgettable encounter with one of the most rarest and cutest animals of all, a wild white Arctic fox. At first, the fox appears afraid of Stefan and tries to keep its distance, but after noticing Stefan's camera, the fox moves closer. The fox then proceeds to inspect the camera as it bites into the lens hood. Look at those cute eyes and the fluffy fur. Stefan should have petted it. I know I would. Number 3. Koala. You've probably met photographers who have mastered their art by attending a class or two, but have you met a natural one? If no, say hello to Koala the photographer.
Hey. Hey, it's okay.
As you can clearly see, he knows how to work the photography gear, and I'm pretty sure he didn't need a class for that.
Holidays. See you later, guys.
The photographer must have been in awe, as we all are. Number 2. Monkey. Monkeys are cute, curious, and friendly creatures. This photographer will agree with me. One minute he is taking photos, and the next minute this little monkey is helping him capture the best angles. This other monkey was handed a camera, and he seems to be quite aware of what he is supposed to do. He is seriously scrutinizing the photographer's work. It's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber wondering about this crew of photographers being chased by a grizzly bear. Suppose you found yourself in such a familiar situation. What would you do? Well, there's only one way out of it. Run. Just make sure you outdo the slowest runner. If you come across a mysterious photo that you want us to look into, just send it over to us and we might feature it on a future video. Now, we looked into this picture and are excited to reveal to you that indeed, photographers have encountered such frightening moments with these hairy giants. And this takes us to our number 1, brown bear. Brown bears are the second largest type of bear in the world. Photographer Drew Hamilton was in for an unforgettable encounter with one of these majestic beasts. While filming and photographing other brown bears who were fishing down the river, a huge brown bear approached his station and sat right next to him. It was as if the bear had forgotten which species it belonged to. Probably frozen in fear, all Drew could do was stay calm and enjoy the company of his new friend. I do believe that Drew should have handed the bear a bottle of beer, as they enjoy the beautiful scenery together and share their childhood stories. Or what would you have done if it was you? Let us know in the comments section below.
Yeah.
And that's it for the 20 times wild animals surprise photographers. Which of these animal encounters impressed you the most? And which one would you wish to come face to face with, or even pet? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, you should definitely check out our video, Most Fearless Birds.